Li Wei had grown up in front of cameras. From the moment he stepped under the hot glare of studio lights at 9 years old, directors whispered about his uncanny ability to cry on cue, about the way his smile seemed to leap off the screen. By 12, Li Wei was a household name. By 15, he was the face of a generation. His posters lined bedroom walls, his interviews trended for days, and his fan clubs spanned continents. For 20 years, the world had watched him grow, from precocious child actor to teen idol, then into a leading man who carried blockbuster films on his shoulders. His name was synonymous with success. His face was a brand. His career seemed untouchable. But fame is fickle. It doesn't vanish overnight, not like falling off a cliff. It erodes, slowly, like waves eating away at the shore. One day, the script stopped arriving in neat stacks. The calls from directors grew polite but distant. Younger actors, fresher faces, hungrier smiles, filled the roles Li Wei once claimed without audition. He scrolled through social media one night, his name buried beneath hashtags of rising stars. His last film had flopped. His last drama had been cancelled mid-season. He was still recognized on the street, but the recognition carried a different weight now. Nostalgia, not excitement. Weren't you that actor from? Strangers asked, trailing off, unable to recall the title. Li Wei laughed it off, but inside, the silence was deafening. At 29, Li Wei found himself staring at the fading posters on his apartment wall. They were relics of another life, glossy reminders of a boy who had once seemed invincible. He had given everything to the industry, his childhood, his adolescence, his 20s, and now it seemed to have no place for him. He tried to convince himself it was just a slump, that the right script would come along, but weeks turned into months, and the phone stayed quiet. He had money, yes, but money couldn't fill the void of being forgotten. He had fame, but fame without relevance was a ghost. He had fans, but even they were moving on, their devotion shifting to newer idols. He was trapped in a limbo, too famous to disappear, too irrelevant to matter. The call came from his manager one evening, her voice tight with forced tear. "There's an opportunity," she said. "Not a film, not a drama, a variety show." Li Wei frowned. Variety. Yes, a couples variety show. 4 celebrity couples living together, competing in challenges. It's popular right now. Great exposure. He almost hung up. He had built his career on serious roles, on prestige. Variety shows were for idols, comedians, influencers. Not for actors who once held awards in their hands. But desperation is a powerful motivator. No scripts, no offers, his manager reminded him. This could put you back in the public eye. Li Wei sat in silence, staring at the posters. Maybe humiliation was better than invisibility. Maybe survival meant swallowing pride. There was just one problem. Li Wei wasn't dating anyone. The show required couples. Real couples, or at least convincing ones. He thought of the men he had dated, fleeting romances, tabloid scandals, relationships that fizzled under the weight of fame. None of them would agree to this. Then, he thought of Zhang Yichen. Zhang Yichen had been his childhood co-star. They had debuted together, 2 boys navigating the chaos of sets and scripts. Yichen had left acting after a few years, choosing music instead. And he had soared. Now, at 29, Zhang Yichen was one of the most beloved singers in the country. His voice filled stadiums. His albums topped charts. He was adored, respected, untouchable. Li Wei hadn't spoken to Yichen in months, but when he dialed his number, Yichen answered on the second ring. "Hey," Yichen said, warmth in his voice. "It's been a while." Li Wei hesitated. "I need a favor." They met at a quiet cafe, away from cameras. Li Wei explained the show, the situation, the desperation. Yichen listened, sipping his coffee, eyes thoughtful. "You want me to pretend to be your boyfriend?" Yichen asked finally. Li Wei winced. "I know it's ridiculous, but you're the only one I trust. And you'd make it believable." Yichen laughed, soft and melodic. "You always did know how to ask for impossible things." Silence stretched between them. Then Yichen leaned forward. "All right," he said. "I'll do it. But only because you're my friend. And because maybe it'll be fun."